Good evening and welcome to the 2020 CANIE Awards for the Atlantic region. My name is Catherine Clark and I am a communications entrepreneur and a proud member of the Startup Canada community, and I am absolutely delighted to be with all of you this evening. On behalf of the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation, thank you all for joining us at the fourth stop of the CANIE Awards digital series presented by Sovereign Insurance and UPS. It is an honor for us to recognize outstanding Canadian entrepreneurs and innovators while bringing inspiration through their stories of leadership and resilience. I really am thrilled to be your host tonight because from Fredericton to Miramichi to Bathurst to our fellow glorious Atlantic provinces of Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador, Atlantic Canada has some of Canada's most vibrant entrepreneurial communities. To begin, in the spirit of the Atlantic Awards, I would like to acknowledge that this region is located on the traditional, unceded territory of the Maliseet, whose ancestors, along with the Mi'kmaq and Passamaquoddy nations, signed peace and friendship treaties with the British Crown in the 1700s. We are grateful to them, and we are grateful to you for being with us. We are in for a wonderful night, and we're greatly appreciative of the fact that you're joining us as we recognize outstanding achievement and excellence in Canadian entrepreneurship and innovation. And we would also like to offer a very special thank you to all frontline workers and those who support them. We offer them our deepest gratitude as they risk their lives to save ours across Canada and around the world. Now, the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation is a national charity dedicated to educating and promoting innovation and entrepreneurship among aspiring and well-established business owners, including those who are in more marginalized communities. Its flagship program, the Canada Innovation and Entrepreneurship Awards, also known as the CANIEAwards, recognizes excellence in Canadian innovation and celebrates the legacy of the two powerhouses which made the foundation possible: Startup Canada, Canada's entrepreneurship organization, and the prestigious Ernest C. Manning Innovation Awards, which enhanced the Canadian innovation landscapes for almost 4 decades. But before we get started, let's have a look at what the CANIEAwards are all about.
Canada is a nation of innovators and entrepreneurs, working together to build a better tomorrow. And the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation is committed to celebrating the Canadians leading the charge. With presenting support from UPS Canada and Sovereign Insurance, and national support from MasterCard and Scotiabank, the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation is pleased to welcome you to the first annual Canada Innovation and Entrepreneurship Awards, the CANIEAwards. The CANIEAwards are the merging of the prestigious Ernest C. Manning Innovation Awards, celebrating creators and disruptors since 1981, along with the Startup Canada Awards that have collectively recognized the achievements of over 650 entrepreneurs and innovators across Canada. The CANIEAwards are our pledge to celebrate and share the stories of Canada's visionaries, community builders, and innovative thinkers. This year, we're presenting the CANIEAwards digitally and focusing on hope, learning, and resiliency to help entrepreneurs come together and be inspired to build a better, brighter future. On behalf of our partners and all of us at the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation, welcome to the 2020 CANIEAwards.
Well, these are unusual times, and normally the CANIEAwards would be celebrated with a big live event. But this year, as we all know, we are navigating through a pandemic, and big live events, at least in Canada, are not happening. So we're bringing you the CANIEAwards from the comfort of your own homes through a series of 5 online broadcasts. We want to use these broadcasts to recognize the impressive journeys and achievements of the inspiring disruptors who contribute every day to this country's entrepreneurial landscape, especially during these difficult times. The format of this year's ceremony is simple. We have 5 regional award programs, including in Ontario, British Columbia, the Prairies, Atlantic Canada, and Quebec. Regional winners will then move on to the national awards taking place this fall. This evening, we will be announcing the regional winners for Atlantic Canada. Every recipient receives an award, and I have the great privilege of speaking with them briefly about their journey and about their advice and ideas for fellow entrepreneurs. The objectives of the awards are to recognize excellence and innovation in entrepreneurship across Canada by celebrating the impressive journeys and achievements of disruptors who are changing the face of this country. Also, to increase awareness of the importance of strengthening Canada's entrepreneurship ecosystem and culture, to inspire Canada's present and future generations to be entrepreneurial innovators by sharing stories of leadership, resilience, disruption, and success. I'd like to take a moment now to thank our partners, without whose support these awards simply could not take place. Thank you to our presenting sponsors, Sovereign Insurance and UPS Canada, for their shared vision of the Canadian entrepreneurship community. Thank you to our national sponsors, MasterCard Canada and Scotiabank. And thank you to our nominating partners for the Atlantic region, Startup Zone, Lighthouse Labs, Propel, and Black Business Initiative. Throughout the event, we also hope you'll join in the celebration by using the hashtag CANIEAwards. Let's get these awards trending on social media. It helps us to amplify the success of entrepreneurs in Canada, and I know we're all on board with that. We are really grateful that you've chosen to join us for the CANIE Awards for the Atlantic region. We hope that the entrepreneurs recognized tonight inspire you. And now we all know the importance of supporting organizations. They not only foster innovation and they raise awareness of the importance of entrepreneurship, but they also connect and mentor aspiring and current entrepreneurs. And tonight, it gives me tremendous pleasure to introduce Martha Casey, Interim CEO of Volta Effect, one of Atlantic Canada's top innovation hubs and a leading organization of the national entrepreneurship ecosystem. We are so glad to have you with us. Welcome, Martha.
I'm delighted to be here tonight joining the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation in recognizing inspiring entrepreneurs from across Canada for the first ever CANIE Digital Awards Tour. My name is Martha Casey, COO and Interim CEO at Volta, Canada's East Coast Innovation Hub based in Halifax, Nova Scotia. This event, like so many others, looks quite different than it normally would due to COVID-19, but like good innovators, we're all getting used to the new virtual environments. While it's extremely important to recognize the successes and contributions of innovators across the country through awards like these, it's also important to acknowledge that companies of all sizes have been impacted by this pandemic in various ways. This is a challenging time for many of those organizations, for many of us, for our colleagues and our peers. So innovation and entrepreneurship is particularly important in times of uncertainty, and our collective support is one way we can demonstrate how much we value the innovation community in Canada. With that, it's imperative that we continue to foster a community of collaboration and education to help see each other through difficult times like these. And that's precisely what tonight is all about. Bringing together our country's innovators to celebrate successes, share stories, and create new memorable ones as we navigate this unique and challenging circumstance. I'm so pleased to see many friends and partners recognized tonight and know that their leadership and inspiration will be critical as we look to the future. I'd like to thank the event sponsors, Sovereign Insurance and UPS Canada, in partnership with Scotiabank, MasterCard, as well as the nominees and recipients and our virtual audience tuning in. So big congratulations to all the nominees and recipients. This is very exciting. Now back to you, and thank you for inviting me tonight.
Thank you so much, Martha, for those thoughtful comments and for being with us this evening. And now it's the moment we've all been waiting for. I am delighted to begin the presentation of the 2020 Atlantic Canada CANIE Awards winners. This year on the CANIE Awards National Tour, we're presenting 8 CANIE Awards in each region under 4 categories. First, for organizations advancing the culture and environment for entrepreneurship in Canada. Second, for exemplifying the spirit of Canadian innovation. Third, for individuals demonstrating excellence in entrepreneurship. And the final category is for outstanding impact and enduring legacy in Canadian entrepreneurship and innovation. The first category is the Enterprise Support Award in recognition of organizations that have excelled in their work to advance the culture and environment for entrepreneurship in Canada. On behalf of the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation, I am thrilled to present the Atlantic Region winner of the Enterprise Support Award to Planet Hatch. Planet Hatch helps entrepreneurs and startups grow into highly competitive companies that will contribute to New Brunswick's economic growth and community prosperity. This organization has supported the creation of more than 200 new startup companies and is responsible for over 400 local jobs since it opened its doors in 2013. By partnering with over 250 fellow community and business stakeholders, Planet Hatch created Startup Fredericton to encourage a strong and united entrepreneurial ecosystem that makes a big impact on the community of innovators. Please join me in welcoming Adam Peabody, Director of Planet Hatch. Adam, it is so great to have you here. Congratulations on your award.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much. It's great to be with you this evening, and we are just so excited to be sharing this virtual stage with the other Atlantic Canadian winners. And I just want to send our congratulations to all of the other nominees in this category. But thank you very much. So exciting to be with you.
And we're just delighted for you, Adam, and you're doing such incredible work in your community, in the province, and in the whole region. And you've helped to launch hundreds of startups since you began. It would be great to hear a little bit more about the two funding programs that you have available right now. Can you give us some of the details?
Yeah, absolutely. We are fortunate to have good partnerships with both the federal government, which funds the Impact Atlantic Loan Program, of which Planet Hatch disperses on their behalf. The Impact Atlantic Program provides up to $25,000 in repayable low interest loans to early stage entrepreneurs to start up their business or to grow an existing business. We also have a partnership with our provincial government to provide up to $25,000 in non-repayable grant money to early stage entrepreneurs with significant innovation and export growth potential. And that program is fairly new. We've run it over the last 2 years. It supported 13 companies, and within the last 2 years alone, they've already created over 35 jobs in our region. So those programs are really critical to entrepreneur success and to our provinces and region success.
And they're clearly having an impact. And another one of the interesting elements is that along with supporting startups, you're really creating a strong sense of community and collaboration in the entrepreneurial ecosystem in New Brunswick. Give us a sense of how you've gone about doing that.
Sure. So one of the first steps to that community collaboration success model was the framework that Startup Canada provides us to operate under with the Startup Communities Initiative. And so, as you mentioned in your introductory remarks, we were able to work with our partners in academia, universities and colleges, all levels of government, organizations like the Chambers of Commerce and other accelerators and incubators that are doing great work supporting entrepreneurs in our region, and come together under the Startup Canada Communities model with Startup Fredericton. And in that forum, we're able to take advantage of our small size to meet regularly, ensure that we are coordinated, all with the objective of supporting the entrepreneur above all.
Can you talk to us also about how COVID-19 has forced you and other startups in the region to innovate?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that within a matter of days after our local state of emergency went into effect, we had to shut down our facility to members only. That included transitioning all 5 of our acceleration programs into a virtual model. We had 2 that were ongoing that had to be pivoted within about 48 hours. And so our dedicated team did outstanding work to make that happen. And so that there was, other than the in-person part, really a seamless transition for the entrepreneurs participating in those programs.
So what should people be taking out of this challenging situation on a go-forward basis?
We are finding that many of the trends that would have been in place pre-COVID-19 have simply been accelerated. And that could include, the future of work and how the demand for skill sets will change over as technology like AI and robotics disrupts it. I think that this virtual world has brought the global economy even more closely together and interdependent. So for emerging exporters, there may be more significant opportunities. So if we can help, get in touch with us, and we'll be proud to help you and do the innovative work that our country in our short-term and long-term future will rely upon.
Adam, it's been really great to talk to you. Thank you for sharing your insights and also your optimism. And thank you also for all that Planet Hatch is doing to build an outstanding community of entrepreneurs in Atlantic Canada, in good times and in bad. So congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much, Catherine. It's been great to be with you this evening. Congratulations to all the other winners and nominees.
Now, the first two awards in exemplifying the spirit of Canadian innovation are presented by our good friends at UPS, and they're awarded to Canadian companies exhibiting excellence in their global presence, innovation, and growth. UPS is a longtime supporter of the startup community, doing all it can to help companies and startups make their mark on the global stage. And so it gives me great pleasure to welcome Paul Gaspar, Director of Small Business at UPS Canada, to say a few words.
Bring us your baffling.
Bring us your audacious.
We want your sticky notes, sketchbooks, and scribbles. Let's pin them to the wall, kick them around.
Kick them around, see what happens.
Because we're in the how do I get this startup off the ground business.
The taking your business, global business.
We're in the problem-solving business. 400,000 people.
Ready to help you solve problems while they're still called opportunities.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a pleasure to join you all tonight. UPS is proud to be a co-presenting sponsor of the first annual Canadian Innovation and Entrepreneurship Awards, also known as the CANIEAwards, by the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation. Through our strong partnership over the course of many years with Startup Canada and now the CANIEAwards, which brings together the Many Innovation Awards and the Startup Canada Awards, we have directly supported thousands of entrepreneurs through a variety of programs aimed at supporting global growth and innovation. At UPS, we know the barriers entrepreneurs face when starting and scaling up. So with our innovative services, competitive rates, more access to customers in Canada and abroad, and taking every action to ensure the safety of our customers and employees, UPS is determined to making running a business easier and more rewarding. On behalf of UPS, I am thrilled to present a winner for the 2020 Global Entrepreneurship Award for the Atlantic region to Simplycast. Simplycast is a leading provider of interactive and multi-channel engagement software for organizations worldwide, currently serving over 100,000 users from 175 countries. They offer more than 20 communication tools and more than 15 marketing channels to help organizations maximize their efficiency. With a client list that includes many of the most recognized brands and names around the globe in retail, nonprofit, and hospitality industries, Simplycast has become a worldwide leader in marketing automation and interactive communications. Congratulations again to Simplycast, and back to you, Catherine.
Thank you so much, Paul, and welcome, Saeed. It's great to have you here tonight, and congratulations on that gorgeous-looking award.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today, and it's wonderful to be part of this first annual CANIEAwards.
Well, we're really thrilled too, and the Global Entrepreneurship Award, that's a big deal. And as Paul mentioned, Simplycast it's currently serving 100,000 users worldwide. That is incredibly impressive. Can you talk to us a little bit about the pain point that Simplycast solves and what inspired you to build the solutions that you're putting into effect in so many countries around the world?
Again, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. It's wonderful to be part of the first CANIEAwards. My team, myself, my board of directors, and our community in Nova Scotia is honored to be part of this prestigious award. We want to thank Paul and UPS for providing us for this great award. So Simplycast started 10 years ago. It was a bit of a sad story. I used to be part of the Canadian Armed Forces. Back in the day, I got a call at 5 o'clock in the morning saying that you need to get back to base because there's a situation happening. And as we got on the trucks, our sergeant at the time basically said that there's an airliner that went down, and that was the Swiss Air crash. When I was 17 years old, decided that when I grow up someday, I'm going to actually start a technology company that helps any type of organization, small, medium, or large, to engage with their clients, citizens, and opportunities of engagement, and basically decided that one day I will start an emergency technology company. But what we wanted to do is allow any type of communication to be engaged by a client of ours, regardless of the type of communication. So today, Simplycast provides access to marketing, engagement, sales enablement, and emergency communication to basically support any type of engagement for organizations around the world. So that's really the reason why I started the concept of Simplycast, and this is where we're at today.
You really have succeeded in going global. You're dealing with clients, as we've mentioned, all over the world. Can you talk to us about some of the major challenges that you've faced on this journey to going global, and also using that as an opportunity to recommend or give advice to other companies who may be trying to follow a similar path strategically?
Going global is really hard early on. I always recommend that you get at least one or two clients from a local perspective first to learn as much as possible before you go global. In our case, we pushed really hard to go global. In Canada, I think one of the things that we need to do better in the future, and I think this is a platform that pushes these types of messages around the nation, is we need more Canadian, both government and large corporations, to continue to support startup companies and become their first customers, because it does provide access to reference customers, and that's a key message I think that we as a nation need to do for our startup community, because it will help us get to the next stage. You need to be very committed, and you need to understand that your customer is your source of revenue rather than just raising capital, and that's Simplycast was. Bootstrapped to this day, that we haven't raised any capital other than capital from basically angels and friends and families, and as sometimes they call them fools as well. But so far we've been doing pretty good overall. So that's my advice to a lot of folks out there is be committed, understand that it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of time, and securing a global client and a Walmart, for example, is very difficult, but once you have them, understand that they're going to have a lot of demand on you.
So last year, Simplycast obtained a special ISO certification. It's a huge achievement, and it's proof of all this hard work you were talking about and the blood, sweat, and tears. Can you talk about what the certification means to the organization and also to your clients?
Absolutely, yeah. So Simplycast has been thinking about ISO for many, many years, but as you can imagine, as a cost, a major cost and a change of culture, organizational function, and the documentation alone is overwhelming. We at Simplycast actually secured a complete state. We had a master service agreement with this government, and part of that government, which required us to have all the security measures, also requested that we complete ISO standardization. We went through that process, and we were very impressed with the organization that basically conducted the audit. Our team had to change literally everything. We had to lock down our organization from a security perspective, user management roles, documentation, and we also had to conduct multiple audits. I'm proud to say that Simplycast more recently, as of just last month, actually did what they call a surveillance audit, and we were successful in obtaining our recertification again a year after we did, with no issues whatsoever. We've launched the COVID-19 solution where you can basically do assessments on SMS. You can do assessments via web technology. And we're currently working on a national contract that ISO is key to us winning that contract. My sales team has come back and said, because of the ISO, a lot of the deals that we would not be able to get in the past with health-based organization, military type organization, defense type organization, it would have been very difficult to secure. So I think Simplycast is one of the leading companies in this space, and we're one of the few companies in Canada to actually have the ISO certification in the space that we're in. So we're very proud to be able to achieve it, and for us, it has helped us expand, and it will continue to help us expand around the world. And I recommend everybody consider it. Don't do it in the early days because it does cost a lot of money, but do plan for it because it makes your life easier and supports you in continuing to be a global company.
Well, thank you, Said, for sharing SimplyCast's journey. It's been really interesting to hear more about it, and we're thrilled for you for your award. Thanks for being with us
Thank you.
tonight. In the spirit of the next category, please join me in welcoming Miriam ZITNER. Miriam is a seasoned marketing and communications executive with experience advising Fortune 100 technology companies and startups. Miriam is now Vice President of Halifax Innovation District, an organization that creates opportunities for people to connect and collaborate on local economic growth through successful private and public partnerships. I'm delighted to introduce Miriam ZITNER for some brief remarks tonight. Welcome, Miriam. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm delighted to be here tonight joining the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation and recognizing inspiring entrepreneurs from across Canada. What struck me most about the entrepreneurs being recognized tonight is their creative thinking, tenacity, and passion to serve community, all of which are incredibly important at this time. Now, more than ever, our economic response and recovery to the impact of COVID-19 on our communities requires cooperation, collaboration, and an intense focus on problem solving and creating new value. I've met with almost all of the organizations being awarded tonight, and I can say without a doubt that each of these leaders have a multiplier effect on our economy, and I'm so grateful their founders are willing to ride the waves of entrepreneurship, which, as we all know, isn't always easy. So thank you, all of you, for your dedicated time, commitment, your energy, and effort to making all of our lives better in one way or another. Back to you, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Miriam. And now we're going to go back to Paul for the exciting announcement of the Product Innovation Award winner.
Thank you, Catherine. The Product Innovation Award is close to our hearts. At UPS, our vision for Canada's and the globe's future is one where innovation continues to build products that revolutionize industries beyond borders. Please join me in welcoming the 2020 Product Innovation Award winner for the Atlantic region, CANIEAwards. CANIEAwards has developed a natural preservative using mushroom chitosan, a healthy fiber used in food and cosmetics. Having started only 3 years ago, they have raised $2.5 million in investment from major food tech venture capitalists and have formed strategic partnerships with global producers in the food tech industry. Headquartered in Fredericton, the team consists of 90% women from STEM fields. Congratulations again to CANIEAwards, and back to you, Catherine.
Well, thank you so much, Paul, and welcome, Natasha. It is a pleasure to have you here tonight. Congratulations on this award.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here on behalf of my team and accepting this award with a lot of great other companies.
Well, and you know, it's amazing how much your team really has created a game changer in the food tech industry and over such a short period of time. It would be great to learn more about the story of the organization and a little bit about the team itself.
For sure. So my personal inspiration really came from mixing both my passions of science and business. I really wanted to use my technical skills and textbook knowledge to solve a real world issue. I met my co-founder, David Brown, in early 2016, and we saw that consumers in the food and beverage industry were really looking for transparency when it came to the different ingredients in their food and beverage products. And brands were urgently looking to make that shift from artificial to natural while not compromising on shelf life, quality, or freshness of their product. But making that shift from artificial to natural is very difficult. And that's where we come in. So we decided to commercialize the technology in the market. We founded INNOVATORS and developed our product Kyber to fill this gap. So Kyber is a natural, transparent, healthy ingredient that's extracted from the stalk of white button mushrooms that has the power to maintain the quality, freshness, and extend the shelf life of different food and beverage products. It keeps products safe from spoilage and maintains the quality, flavor, and the taste of all of our favorite food and beverage products while delivering a cleaner label. So we really aspire to provide consumers with transparency when it comes to the ingredients in their food and beverage products, and provide producers with natural, effective, and safe solutions.
You know, what you're describing with Kyber, it's pretty incredible. How did you get to the stage of figuring out that this was a product that was really going to work?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we really sourced the white button mushroom. We found that it had these incredible qualities and that it was able to extend the shelf life of all these products. And the demand in the market was just so high for this product. Everybody in the industry, in the food industry, is looking for that clean label solution. And I think with my amazing co-founder and my team, we were able to really work on the research and development aspect and bring the solution to the market. My team was really the motivation behind everything. We have 90% of women in STEM that are behind the innovation of this incredible product, and have really been the motivation behind bringing it to the market. And I'm proud to say that I was able to find all this talent right here in Atlanta, Canada.
Yeah, I think that's just so fantastic, and great messaging also about an inspiration for other young female entrepreneurs, also about the fact that you have such a high level of women in STEM involved too. Can you talk to us about some of the challenges that you have undoubtedly faced in these challenging times, but also about how you have seen this as a bit of an opportunity to evolve as a result?
For sure. So our business was still functioning and operational during this time. But I mean, our hearts really went out to all the food vendors and retailers who are struggling to keep their businesses afloat during this time. There are a lot of people behind these businesses and their friends, and there are clients who we've been working closely with over the past 4 years. And we really want to support them in any way that we're able to. So adapting to this new normal is not going to be easy, but I really hope that the food industry will rally together during this crisis and emerge stronger than ever. We see that this pandemic and its impact on food choice and availability of food leaving a lasting impression in consumers' mind being very strong. The trend that we see emerging for the future of the industry is that the need and urgency to take measures to keep natural artisanal products safe and deliver safe, effective ingredient solutions is going to be now greater than ever.
So then, as a final question, because innovation is clearly such a key element of everything that you do, can you talk to us a little bit about how you're going to use this new world that we're all facing to continue to build a unique value proposition and to emerge stronger on the other side?
For sure. So what we see is with the rise of this clean label movement, this consumer awareness and curiosity around ingredients, it's really heightened during this time. So we're really focused on providing these brands and retailers with these natural clean label preservatives that ensure food safety, reduce waste due to less spoilage, and really extend the shelf life of our favorite brands without compromising on that quality, flavor, or taste profile. We're also able to provide individual producers with specific customized solutions that target their own needs, which brings real value to the industry because no other preservative ingredient on the market can currently do this. Our company has a big social impact. We're using recycled waste material extracted from the stalks of white button mushrooms to provide producers with sustainable and transparent ingredients that their consumers can trust. So innovation really drives our product line and our company, and our plan is to launch many different product lines in the future.
It's just been great to hear all about your company, Natasha. Thank you for sharing the Kainova Bioworks story of innovation and also resilience with us tonight. And congratulations to you and your whole team on your award.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And we're very happy to have received this award.
We're thrilled for you. Increasingly, entrepreneurs are blending profit, purpose, and innovation. The CANIE Social Innovation Award, presented by Sovereign Insurance, recognizes companies that exhibit excellence in their approach to the environment, to ethics, to community interaction, and to corporate social responsibility. Please join me in welcoming Joanne Yanuziello, Vice President of Marketing, Human Resources, and Corporate Administration at Sovereign Insurance, to present the next award.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a pleasure to join you all tonight. I'm delighted to represent Sovereign Insurance, the proud co-presenting sponsor of the 2020 CANIE Awards. At Sovereign Insurance, our belief is that we can make a positive impact in society by supporting entrepreneurs' efforts and sharing their experiences. The 2020 Social Innovation Award is presented to Canada's social entrepreneurs who are building a more sustainable future through innovation in their products, services, and evolved business models. These organizations have shown resilience and demonstrated results in scaling and bringing everyone together to build a better country and a better world. The winner of the Social Innovation Award for the Atlantic region is Ignite Atlantic. Ignite is Nova Scotia's rural innovation hub where entrepreneurs, startups, small businesses, and ecosystem partners work together. By providing structure, mentorship, and opportunities for startups to operate, grow, and create, Ignite is encouraging everyone to explore entrepreneurship as a career path without restrictions. They have directly contributed to the development of over 27 startup tenant companies since its inception in 2018 in support with strategic partners such as Futurepreneur, Dalhousie University, Idea Hub, and Royal Bank of Canada. Back to you, Catherine, and congratulations again to Ignite Atlantic for this recognition.
Thank you so much, Joanne, and welcome, Doug. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight, and we are so thrilled for you for your award. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I want to thank Insurance and the CANIE Awards for this.
Well, we're really, really pleased for you. And it would be great to hear a little bit about how your background inspired you to create one of the few rural innovation hubs and what the most rewarding part of this journey has been so far.
I think when this was first presented to me, it was because I was an entrepreneur in a rural community that was doing things on a global scale. My background is in sports product development and innovation. So they felt that if we created an entrepreneur-led organization that put resources around the entrepreneurs, such as 3D printing capabilities, prototyping equipment, those sort of things, we wanted to see what we could create in a rural place. And I've always lived in rural communities and felt that we have untapped potential. So it started as an experiment, but it quickly grew and now is launching in other locations and across the province, which is fantastic.
Well, I understand that Ignite Labs works mostly with pre-revenue stage startups, and it'd be interesting to hear how the current pandemic has affected this specific segment of startups, but also your organization.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic has been difficult, but I think for the most part, it's allowed everybody to step back and really analyze how they're building their businesses and how they're achieving access to their markets. So I think our tenant companies have been very resilient through all this, and they're all back in action and working away, but it gave them some perspective. And I think from the Ignite perspective, we really, because we have multiple sites and we're distributed, we really developed our online delivery part of our business. And I think it created some new opportunities and allowed us to reach the greater Nova Scotia community and connect with entrepreneurs throughout rather than just the communities we started in. So I think we came out of this strong.
You won the 2019 Volta Atlantic Canada Ecosystem Catalyst Award. What did that mean to you and to your team at Ignite Labs?
Well, it was a great recognition. It was unexpected because we were so new. We felt we were making an impact, but to be recognized by an organization like Volta and the greater ecosystem was tremendous. Everything we do is a team approach, so I think recognition for the team at Ignite gave them a real indication that what we're doing was having impact. And it's not about the awards; it's really focused on building strong, vibrant communities and ecosystems in rural places. And but these awards are awfully nice because it's certainly recognition that we're moving in the right direction. I still feel like we have a lot of work to do, but with our partner organizations, we're really pushing ahead. So.
That's a wonderful and really important message, Doug. We thank you for sharing your inspiring story with us, and congratulations again on this next big award.
Thank you very much, and thanks for all the sponsors as well.
Doug and all of the winners we've talked to tonight are really showing how they make a difference in their communities, whether those communities are local, national, or international. And I think we should show them some love. So I want to give a quick reminder, a big shout out that we're all tweeting about the winners of tonight's CANIE Awards. And we hope that you will be too. We want to let them know how much we admire their achievements. Remember that you can use the hashtag CANIEAwards. And let's get this trending so that they really know that we're paying attention and supporting them every single step of the way. The next few awards tonight celebrate youth, Indigenous, and women entrepreneurs who embody the spirit of Canadian entrepreneurship. The Woman Entrepreneur Award is presented to a woman entrepreneur who has impacted Canadian entrepreneurship through exemplary activities and leadership of their companies. As a woman entrepreneur myself, I am excited to welcome the CANIE Woman Entrepreneur for the Atlantic region, Dallas Mercer. Dallas's passion for employer advocacy led her to launch Dallas Mercer Consulting, a disability and safety management company specializing in workplace injury, safety consulting and training, as well as industrial hygiene services. Founded in 2002, Dallas Mercer Consulting has positioned itself as a national leader in this sphere thanks to Dallas's expertise in disability management, her perseverance, and her amazing team. With a client base of over 550 clients across Canada and 3 offices in the Atlantic region, Dallas and her team continue to scale up. I hope you will please join me in warmly welcoming Dallas Mercer, president of Dallas Mercer Consulting, Inc. Congratulations. It is great to have you here, Dallas.
Oh, thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. It's an exciting time. Thanks.
Well, and your organization has evolved. I mean, all organizations evolve. They have to start somewhere. But as I understand it, you had an office in your basement, and now you have a big organization. You have 35 employees. You have 3 branches. Can you talk to us a little bit about that journey? What precipitated it and how you got to where you are today?
Well, I started the business. It was almost 18 years ago in my basement. I was living in Montreal at the time. It's something I wanted to do for several years. I knew that employers had difficulty navigating the complicated systems of workers' compensation and sick leave. So I always felt a draw to want to help employers. So I started the business in Montreal. It was just me at the time. And then I quickly moved back to Atlantic Canada, where I really started to grow the business. And now we have 4 lines of services. We have the disability management, where we help sick and injured workers get back to work in a timely and safe manner. We also have occupational health and safety services. We offer occupational health and safety consulting and occupational health and safety training. We have industrial hygiene services as well. And we also have, a couple of years ago, we added occupational health. So we do drug and alcohol testing, pre-employment screening. But we've never really strayed from our original focus, which was to help employers navigate complicated systems. And we've stayed true to that during the last 18 years. We would never be able to do this if it wasn't for the rockstar team of employees that I have that are tenacious, committed, and they show up every day to help our clients achieve their success. And that's really, we stay true to the original vision right from the beginning. So we have offices now in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, and the head office is here in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Well, and I think that one of the important things for organizations is not just to stay true, but to do what you've done, which is to continue to scale up and to look ahead to what you can be doing differently or to enhance your business line. And you built an ambitious 3-year growth strategy. It's in its final year of implementation. Can you tell a little bit more about that strategy and why you embarked on it?
Well, we did it in 2008 as well. So in 2008, we put a strategy in place to double, and we did it again in 2018. And it's just being very deliberate about growing. So having a plan and a process to, deliberately find ways to scale. I immersed myself in those markets where we wanted to grow. I spent a lot of time there. I think people didn't really know where I was living because I was spending so much time in those places meeting with companies. And we talked to hundreds and hundreds of companies. So, and now we're in the final year of that growth plan. And we got off to a great start in January. And we know where that went in March. And, I was scheduled to speak at so many conferences, and, there were so many events planned for this year. And of course, we had to cancel it all. We're still on track. Things are still going pretty well for DMC. But yeah, I'm not sure how the year is going to end, but we'll make it.
Yeah, I think there's some comfort that people take in knowing that we're all in the same boat. Dallas, I'd really love to end by asking you, as a leading woman entrepreneur, what advice you have for other female entrepreneurs, especially in light of the challenging times that we were just talking about?
I think that there's always opportunity. And I think that it's important, not only as a female entrepreneur, but any entrepreneur, to always be cognizant that there's an opportunity. We could have, we could have crashed and burned in March. And I spent a couple of days in a fog. But, we figured out how to get through it. And I guess the services that we offer, we were able to help companies in a different way, obviously not one that we had planned. But I think pushing boundaries, having mentors and people that you can talk to and coaches, stepping outside your comfort zone, deliberately stepping outside your comfort zone is really important. And having people that you trust, that you can talk to, and helping other women entrepreneurs. You may not think that you have a lot to offer, but we can all help each other. And I think it's really important to do that. I often quote Madeleine Albright that there's a special place in hell for women who want to help other women. And I think it's important to hold true to that and, just have a growth mindset and deliberately have a growth mindset. Challenge yourself when you find yourself, pulling back or saying that you can't do that. Because if someone tells me I can't do something, then you can be darn sure I'm going to do it.
You're speaking my language, Dallas. You're an inspiration. Congratulations for this recognition and for sharing your story of resilience with us tonight. It's truly been a great pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much, and thank you to all the sponsors. This has been fantastic. I really, really appreciate it.
Our next award recognizes an organization that has supported Indigenous communities through exemplary activities and leadership. To present the winner of this category, I would like to invite Sohil Tiwari, Vice President of Market Development at MasterCard, to say a few words.
Of all the numbers that matter in business, here's the one that matters most: 7.7 billion. Because that's how many people there are on this planet. So every day, we work with banks, merchants, businesses, cities, and governments to solve human needs with human ideas. Every capability we build on, every investment we make, and every partnership we enter into is driven by MasterCard's mission to improve people's lives.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a pleasure to join you all tonight. MasterCard is proud to be a national sponsor for the CANIE Awards regional tour, launched by the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation and powered by Startup Canada. We share both organizations' vision for a thriving entrepreneurial and innovative nation, and know that supporting the dreams and ambitions of fellow Canadians will build a more prosperous future. As a technology company, we provide the network that connects anyone in the world with a business idea to a potential global customer base. Our technology helps companies go from local to global in a fraction of time it used to take, empowering entrepreneurs everywhere. This award is presented to an individual that is making tremendous impact on the Indigenous community. And the winner of the Indigenous Support Award for the Atlantic region is Keith McIntosh, founder of Plato Testing. The Plato Testing approach is innovation in action. Their social impact model is solving complex problems and giving members of indigenous communities across the country the opportunity for a long-term career in the technology sector. In the 4 years since they launched, Plato Testing has hosted 15 classes, trained 176 First Nations, Métis, and Inuit software testers, and is making a lasting impact in more than 50 communities. The Plato model is not only innovative in its outcomes, but its structure as well. While each course costs approximately $300,000, none of its students are required to pay. I look at the Plato model and see similarities to a network model like ours, training and connecting testers in the indigenous community on one side, with companies that need software to be tested on the other. Congratulations. Back to you, Catherine, and congratulations again to Keith McIntosh on this award.
Thanks so much, Sohail, and welcome, Keith. It's great to have you here sharing your story with us tonight, and we are absolutely delighted about your award. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really honored to have this award. It's a pleasure to get recognized for something that we're trying to do to make the world a little bit better. So it's really appreciate being on this.
Well, and you just recently graduated the 15th cohort of Plato testing software students, as I understand it. You really are having a truly impressive impact, not just, as you say, on the world, but also specifically on Indigenous youth. Can you talk to us about what inspired you? What was the first starting point for creating this organization?
Well, we started it part for business reasons. There's a shortage of technology workers in Canada. So that was part of it. And then at the same time, I was coming to that realization, the Truth and Reconciliation Report came out here in Canada, and realized that there was a perfect fit. People needed opportunities. People needed work and a chance. And my company needed people doing the work. So why not find a way to bridge the challenges and make a successful opportunity for everybody.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that journey? I mean, I'd love to know more about the Plato testing model itself, but it'd be great to hear about some of the challenges and some of the opportunities that you faced over the course of the journey so far.
The biggest challenge, we just finished our 15th class and had the graduation remotely online in the middle of the COVID, the healthcare, the pandemic. And it was that class is probably one of our best classes ever. They've managed to learn and continue growing, even though we couldn't provide them all the support we've developed. But it started out, we had to realize what kept people out of the industry. How do we make this better, make more opportunities more accessible? It has to be able to be done remotely, so we have to convince clients to let us work in remote areas or take work outside of the downtown offices. We have to figure out how to get the training in the right areas and in a way that people can understand and grow with it. So it's been a successful business from day one. We've had 15 classes. Everybody that goes through the class is guaranteed a full-time job offer from Plato. We've learned and developed the course, as you said, 15 times. We've run the course, and each time it gets better. We add things to it. We address some of the challenges. We realize it's not just about technology. Sometimes it's about softer skills. Sometimes it's about navigating the corporate world, and each one gets better and more enjoyable.
Yeah, and I like your message also about just, one step at a time. You got to make the problem smaller, solve a problem one step at a time. So really inspirational comment, but also thank you for what you're doing to support entrepreneurs and community builders. It's really quite remarkable, and we're delighted for you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very rewarding job that I have, that we see that we're making a difference in communities and bringing people along with us. It's been the best 5 years of my business career doing this.
The next two awards in tonight's ceremony are awarded to entrepreneurs who, through leadership of their companies and in the community, have impacted Canadian innovation and entrepreneurship, including the next generation of entrepreneurs. I'm absolutely thrilled to present the CANIEAwards Youth Impact Icon Award for the Atlantic region to Ariel Goff. Ariel is a relentless entrepreneur, a fierce community builder, and the co-founder of Bailey Cosmetics. Her mission is to create transformational fragrances and make a positive impact on the world. And she's already become a role model to others by demonstrating that great things can be achieved with ambition, with commitment, and with a lot of perseverance. I hope you'll join me in welcoming Ariel, who is the co-founder of Bailey Cosmetics. And we are so glad to have you with us. Congratulations on being the winner of the Youth Impact Icon Award, Ariel.
Thank you so much. I am so pleased to receive this award on behalf of Bailey. It's truly an honor.
Well, tell us a little bit about what inspired you to create Bailey Cosmetics and also what the message is behind your brand's name.
So growing up, I could never wear fragrance because my mom had a severe fragrance sensitivity. Anytime she smelled perfume, she would get headaches and she would be lightheaded and she would have to lay down for the rest of the day. So it's safe to say that I didn't have a great experience with fragrance. And when I met my co-founder, she suggested that we start a fragrance company. So of course that piqued my interest. I thought, maybe there's an opportunity to do something different here. So we dove in and we took on the challenge of finding fragrances that are less likely to negatively impact your health. And at the same time, we thought about what inspired us to go into business. And it truly was the amazing and fierce women around us. So Bailey is actually an impact crater on the south side of the moon. And it was a fitting metaphor for what we are inspired by. So impact craters are made when an object is going at a high velocity and it hits a solid surface and makes an impact and it makes it a hole. So, we are inspired by women one by one, making that impact in the community and doing it in their own way.
I love that. I also love the fact that one of the priorities of your organizations is to support the Girl Power Project in Uganda. I would love to hear more about that project and how you're involved and why you're involved.
So when we started Bailey, of course, we wanted to make people smell good, but at the same time, we knew that we needed to make a greater impact. So we did some research. We looked at companies here in Canada as well as abroad, and we were really interested in the community work that they were doing and how they could support. So the Girl Power Project, it's based in Uganda, and they provide girls ages 9 to 12 with all of the life skills that they need to stay in school. So that includes financial literacy, it could be civic engagement, it's also knowing your health status as well. So these are all the mitigating circumstances that sometimes impact the girl's ability to stay in school and actually graduate and then support her family. So it's about a 2-year program, and our goal is through our sales. So we donate about 15% of every sale to the Girl Power Project, and we hope that we're able to sponsor an entire community of girls to go through the program.
Ariel, that's just so remarkable. It's something that's making an absolute intangible difference in the lives of other women and girls in other parts of the world. But I also understand that you're mentoring girls in your own hometown. Can you talk to us about why that's important to you? Because I've got to imagine you've got a pretty crazy schedule, and yet you're taking the time to be involved in helping other young women along. Talk to us about that.
So I mentor a group of about 10 girls in the community that I grew up in, and it's Upper Hammonds Plains. It's a small community in Nova Scotia, and it has a history of about 4 generations, 4 or 5 plus generations, I would say. And I just remember growing up, I didn't have any leadership programs. I was always ambitious, and I had parents who supported me. But I thought, what if there was a program that taught me the skills about starting a business or doing community work? So I took that on, and last summer, I ran a leadership program for the girls. And they actually started their own business. They had a snow cone business, so they learned all about budgets and how to make their own product, how to do advertising, how to track their sales, and it was wonderful. And at the end of the program, one of the girls said, "Miss Ariel, I love when I have an idea and I write it down and I say it out loud, I can actually make it happen." So that's exactly what I'm trying to teach them.
Yeah, what a great message for you to hear back too. How empowering for you and an affirmation of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's exactly why I do the work with Bailey as well. It's to show them that anything is possible. Of course, it's hard and you have to have resilience, but at the same time, when you try your best and you put in the work, you can be successful.
Can we end with you really briefly giving us a sense of what's next for you and for Bailey Cosmetics?
Absolutely. So we're really excited to be working on some new fragrances. They'll have some interesting ingredients, so stay tuned for that. And certainly we are going to continue to work with girls here in Nova Scotia and hopefully expand our impact globally as well.
That's just phenomenal. We are so delighted for you. Congratulations, Ariel. Really important recognition of the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much again for this award and to all the people who have supported Bailey since the beginning. We couldn't have done it without you.
And now it's time for the final award of the 2020 CANIE Awards Atlantic Region. The final award is the Entrepreneur of the Year Award and is presented by Scotiabank. It is awarded to an entrepreneur who has shown exceptional leadership and ongoing impact in Canadian entrepreneurship through their entrepreneurial endeavors and others. To present the winner, I hope you'll join me in welcoming Tracy McDougall, Regional Director for Small Business Development of the Atlantic Region at Scotiabank.
I'm at the Scotiabank Arena. We are making up to 10,000 meals today for frontline workers and those in need.
In partnership with our friends at Scotiabank, today we're featuring local businesses with Operation Local.
Getting the word out to people has been huge. To have Hot Mess broadcast across the airwaves was a proud moment for us in an otherwise bleak month.
We are using our facilities to make reusable face shields. We're helping to ensure that our healthcare workers are more safe. And we went from making 10 face shields a day to over 300 per day.
Windmill Microlending is helping new Canadians get their domestic credentials. And with Scotiabank's support, we're able to get more qualified healthcare workers to the front lines.
Every community has its own challenges. So what's great about supporting the Langley Food Bank is that any donation received has an immediate impact.
At Scotiabank, we're committed to supporting our community for every future, even the most challenging ones. That's why we're helping our community partners navigate today, so they can all have a better and brighter tomorrow.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a pleasure to join you all here tonight. Scotiabank is proud of our partnership with the CANIE Awards presented by the Innovators and Entrepreneurs Foundation and powered by Startup Canada. We share a vision in which entrepreneurs in this country have access to full support and resources for their ideas. We are delighted to be here tonight celebrating entrepreneurial resilience across the country through the first CANIE Awards program. We hope you feel as inspired as we have by these outstanding entrepreneurs here tonight. The Entrepreneur of the Year Award is presented to an individual who has gone above and beyond in achieving growth for their company and made a long-lasting impact to Canada's innovation and entrepreneurship community. Entrepreneurs in this category are exemplary Canadians and iconic entrepreneurs leading by example in every respect. The winner of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award for Atlantic Region is Karen Campbell, founder of Totally Raw Pet Food. Karen Campbell transformed her passion for natural and healthy feeding into a business in 2003. Having started a small rented farmhouse, Totally Raw Pet Food has become the largest producer and exporter of high-quality natural pet foods, treats, and supplements in Atlantic Canada. Totally Raw Pet Food products are available in more than 100 specialty stores across Canada, including 4 varieties of premium treats and in 400 Canadian Tire locations. This enterprise has over 20 employees and has been recognized by the Small Business of the Year Award 2019 from the Halifax Chamber of Commerce and Export Champion of the Year 2019 by NSBI. Back to you, Catherine, and congratulations again to Karen Campbell for this recognition.
Well, thank you so much and welcome, Karen. We are thrilled to be here recognizing your entrepreneurial achievements and sharing your story. Congratulations on this award.
Thank you very much, Catherine. I am honored to be here with this distinguished group of people.
Well, I can't wait to hear what inspired you to create Totally Raw, and it'd be great to hear about also what's been the most rewarding part of the journey for the organization so far. But
Right.
I have to imagine there's got to be some kind of personal as well as professional element to how this all got started.
There really is. First, I have to show my beautiful award.
That is a beautiful award, and I hope it has a
Thank
place of
you.
prominence somewhere special for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So our journey began quite a few years ago with our dog Daisy. She was a German Shepherd puppy, and she was constantly having a lot of health problems until finally at 11 months of age, she was diagnosed with a cancerous tumor. We were just devastated. We started doing research about what was possibly happening with her. We had the tumor removed. She had surgery. That was successful, and we really started a deep dive into food. And we discovered a veterinarian in Australia who was heading a brand new movement. It was a raw dog food movement. And his message was simple, that fresh whole food was superior to processed food. So we put Daisy on a raw diet, and the change in her was astronomical. Her weight she maintained a nice healthy weight. Her coat was beautiful. Her teeth were fantastic. Her energy just skyrocketed. So we put our second German Shepherd on the diet, and we had the exact same success with him. And we were converts. And we knew if other people knew about the change that they could see just based on diet, that there's a business there. So that's where the whole business idea started. And I'd say the most rewarding aspect of the business is seeing people go through the exact same journey as us, taking a dog that is failing to thrive and not healthy and just changing its life around completely to be a healthy, thriving pet. So it's the most rewarding business I can imagine.
Well, and it's incredible how through a lot of hard work, but also through a very clear evidence of success, how your business has grown to become the largest producer and exporter of high quality natural pet foods in Atlantic Canada. What do you think has been key to your brand's success?
I think there was 3 areas that were pivotal. So one was the product itself. The product spoke for itself. It worked, and it really started a word of mouth trend. So we did get a lot of business that way. The other one would be product education. We really had to change people's mindset from just opening up a bag of kibble or opening up a can of food and feeding it to this is a new way of feeding pets. This is the reason why we feed this way. It's species appropriate, it's biologically appropriate, and feeding this way will cause or end up with significant positive health effects. So there was that real education component. So that took a while to change that mindset with people, to move to fresh food rather than processed food. So that took a while. And really the third part was tenacity. We knew that it was going to take a considerable period of time before people realized that fresh food was superior to processed food. So we had to create a situation where we could maintain little to no profit over a period of years, knowing that once that word got out, that it would be successful. So it was kind of those 3 key components that led to our success.
Like a lot of organizations, I have to imagine yours has been impacted by the pandemic. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you've done to evolve?
Yeah, I think what the pandemic really showed us, well, in one case, we were really fortunate because we were considered an essential service. So we were still able to manufacture raw dog food and treats. and we were still able to retail in our stores. So in that way, we were somewhat insulated. But of course, there's a lot of other issues that, we work with other businesses, so our supply chain was disrupted, and all the business to business aspects had changed significantly. So I think what we really learned from COVID is that we're vulnerable, and how can we protect ourselves against that? So what we've done is start looking at ways of diversification within our own market, but also looking at, should we be looking at other companies and diversifying outside of our market? So we're just trying to manage our vulnerability by looking at other opportunities for business.
And really briefly, Karen, let's end on some advice that you have for other fellow entrepreneurs as they continue on their own journeys towards success.
I think one of the most important things is just having an innovative mindset and to have a team, encourage that as part of the business culture. When we started off, we were really fortunate because we were kind of one of the first to market, so we didn't have to compete that much. But now, it's a good idea, raw food. So of course, there's going to be other competitors coming into the market. So having that innovative mindset will help your team and your business increase the product line, find out what other customers would like to see, and just continue to evolve.
That's great advice. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and congratulations, Karen, for this award.
Thanks so much, Catherine.
Yeah, we're really delighted for you.
Oh, thank you. It's been great talking to you.
Well, let's give a special round of applause to the 8 amazing innovators and entrepreneurs recognized tonight. You are truly an inspiration for all of the entrepreneurs connecting from across Canada. And remember to make some noise on social media. If you haven't done so already, we encourage you to tweet about the CANIE Awards and the incredible awards recipients we've seen tonight. You can still use the hashtag CANIEAwards to celebrate tonight's remarkable award recipients, because more than ever, it really is crucial for each of us to rally together and to champion and to celebrate entrepreneurs and businesses that are truly the backbone of our economy. It is up to all of us to promote and support the entrepreneurs and innovators who are not just surviving in these tricky times, but who are thriving. And you can join us to meet more amazing entrepreneurs at the next and final stop of the CANIE Awards digital series in the Quebec region on June 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a terrific evening, everyone.